Conquering your fear of public speaking does not mean that you get rid of all your fears altogether. Just like the definition of courage, it means that you take action in spite of your fears. That makes you a courageous person, but it also makes you a powerful communicator. Hi, I'm Marie-Josée from Powerful Communication. I'm here to help you conquer your fears of public speaking. Today's video is sponsored by the fear of being judged. Let's begin. It is a real fear that most of us probably have. Whenever we talk to someone, we are speaking in public. It doesn't mean to give a speech to a group of people. It is a common worry that we feel when speaking to other people. We worry that our words, our actions, even our performance are being perceived in a specific way. And most of the time, we don't think it's in a good way. This leads us to feel very self-conscious, extreme nervousness, and sometimes criticizing ourselves, if not feeling ridiculed. These feelings are very strong. They can be physical. They can make us tremble, sweat, stutter, even have a very fast heart rate. This fear of being judged is scary. However, with some practice and preparation and supportive strategies like deep breathing and positive self-talk will help people in becoming more effective public speakers. When I first started my journey as a public speaker, I was always worried about, of course, what other people would say, but I didn't know if my topic was appropriate, if what I was saying was interesting. I always compared myself to other people. They always sounded much better than me. But then when I stopped being so self-conscious, I started realizing that whatever topic you speak is almost all the time relevant to your audience, as long as you adapt it to the audience. For example, if you're an engineer talking to a group of people at your community center, you're not going to use technical terms, especially if the people, your listeners, are not engineers themselves. You're there to teach them something, also to entertain them. And the more passionate you are about your topic, the more interested your audience is going to be. You see, as an engineer, you're an expert in your field. You want to give your audience some ideas on how they can overcome specific problems in their daily lives, whether it's how to fix something or time management. Remember, it's not what you say that's important, is how you say it. However, it all comes down to one very simple thing: preparation. This means that you need to research your topic, improve your speech, and try and find ways to make it interesting to your audience. When you speak, try and speak plainly. There's no need for fancy words. Use good grammar. Speak clearly, of course, and if you can, try to avoid as much as possible the usage of idioms, especially if you're talking to an audience of non-native English speakers. But before you even start writing your script, you need to take a piece of paper and write two things. The first one is, who is your audience? Who are you talking to? Is it a group of your colleagues? Like I said, is it a community center? Or a group of students who are there to listen to you about career day? If you don't know, you need to figure it out. You need to talk to the people who asked you to give that speech and ask them what type of audience they are and what is it that they want you to talk about. This will help you write your speech. Point number 2 is your why. What is your purpose? Is it for information sharing? Is it to help solve a problem that you have with your colleagues at work? Is it to ask your community to take specific actions on an issue in your neighborhood, for example, cleaning up the streets and so on? Or is it for entertainment purposes? When you write your purpose, you need to show your audience how you can help them. Remember one thing, giving a speech is like giving a gift. You want your audience to go back home with something tangible. So once you know who your audience is and why you're writing this speech, now you can start writing your script. Don't worry if it's not perfect at first. What you need to do is write all your ideas. Don't try and erase and correct. If you do that, you're doomed to repeat the same mistakes with different words. When you write the first draft, if you can, leave it for a few hours. And if you have enough time, leave it for 2-3 days. And when you come back to it, you will look at your script with a set of fresh eyes, and you will know what needs to be changed and what needs to be corrected. Now that you've finished writing your text, you're happy with it, what next? Well, rehearse. Don't skip that part. It's very important. I have seen many times people who were giving speeches that they had written that very same day. It didn't look prepared. It didn't look professional. Unless you are an experienced speaker, you need to practice. When you practice, don't try to memorize everything. Know your text well. But if you try to memorize it, you may be faced with one big problem, having memory blanks. This is a topic for our next video, so please stay tuned. For now, focus on practicing your script. And when you do so, whether you're practicing or actually giving your speech, do it while smiling. Smiling improves the tone of your voice. It conveys enthusiasm, it reduces stress, and it creates a more engaging experience for your audience. I felt this firsthand, the effectiveness of this method. A few years ago, I was asked by a voiceover artist to do a promotional video. And every time I was reading my text, she would say, "Smile, smile." At first, I didn't know why she was asking me that, but I later realized I felt differently when I smiled and when I didn't. Try it in front of a mirror. Take a part of your speech and recite it without smiling, and then take that very same part and recite it while smiling. I'm pretty sure you'll feel the difference. And if you don't, just know this, that your audience will be more receptive to you if you smile. Also, when you practice, try and imagine you're having fun and enjoying the process. Also, imagine that your audience is listening to your every word with attention, that they're enjoying and that they're interested in what you're telling them. This mental exercise is very effective. It's a kind of meditation. It helps reduce anxiety, and it is effective in any situation, not just public speaking. One thing you should never do, and that is to put yourself down. Don't forget, you are learning. You're getting better every time you go on that stage. Try and tell yourself that you're a good speaker. You may not be great at first, but with practice, you'll get there. And if you can't tell yourself that you're a good or great speaker, just know that you're on your way to becoming a good communicator. As I mentioned in my first video, the breathing technique can be very effective before you get onto that stage. Take the time to breathe in and out through the nose a few times. This will calm you down. It will center and prepare you just before you give your speech. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider giving it a like, sharing it with other people, or even subscribing to my channel. The next video, we're going to talk about the fear of having memory blanks. In the meantime, please write in the comment box below What are your fears when you're speaking in public? And if you have any tips on how you overcome those fears, I would be very much interested in reading about them. See you next time.